We're at Café con Pam, so I have to ask, do you drink coffee?
¡Lógico!
Sabrosura pa' ti que qué.
Hola, hola. Welcome back to Café con Pam, donde compartimos nuestras historias con un cafecito. Yo soy Pam, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the bell so you never miss our cafecito time. And of course, for more inspiring stories, you can check out the podcast. Bueno, el día de hoy, we have a conversation with Rafael Silva. Rafael is a multi-talented artist born in Sao Paulo, Brazil. He grew up in Colombia before moving to Boston, Massachusetts at a very young age. Rafael is fluent in Portuguese, Spanish, English, and his diverse linguistic abilities and musical talents have shaped his artistic journey. As an actor, he's been a part of notable films like Little Women and Don't Look Up, sharing screen time with esteemed actors. And of course, he is committed to representing and empowering the queer, immigrant, and Latino communities through his work. Now, what you're about to watch is a short but deeply meaningful conversation I had with Rafael, the star of the award winning film The Compatriots. Now, The Compatriots is a story that follows Javi. Javi is a queer, undocumented immigrant on the verge of deportation. It's a really powerful story because what I loved about the film is how they were able to portray the characters with layers. It wasn't just a one line story, it was various characters being shown through the many intersections that we all carry, through our various interests, through all of our lived experiences. And it was really powerful to see that a film was able to showcase the many layers of our stories. And so, little caveat as we go into the conversation, I was at a conference in the middle of the desert and there were no, I was just in a big room. And so it was loud. I could not step away. Well, I stepped away and I went outside to do this interview. And I am literally, you can see me, I'm sitting on the floor and I am holding my iPad and hoping that things work out. And it's a short interview because also Ravel didn't have a lot of time, but it was meaningful. I think the short conversation that we had was really powerful, and I invite you to watch the film. And before we get into the interview, I want to show you a scene from the movie. And in this scene, you're going to hear from Rafael, or Javi, the character. He decides to open up to his father and share his truth. And this is one of my favorite scenes from the movie because it's very touching. And it's one of those that you kind of have to watch a couple of times because you're able to see the various I don't want to keep saying layers. I keep saying layers, but it's so deep and it's really powerful because it's a way when Javi, the character, decides to share his truth despite the potential backlash that may come after. It's really strong. It's a powerful scene that the team from the Compatriots shared with us. And so I hope you enjoy it. And then after that, we're going to go into the conversation with Rafael. And we are going to talk about identity, representation, what it means to play a character whose story reflects even parts of his own story. This is where I was very curious because reading about Rafael's story and watching Javi, there are parallels to it, which we go into it during our conversation. And so I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Definitely go watch The Compatriots. Y bueno, sin más, here's my conversation with Rafael Silva.
Hunter y yo. Hunter y yo nos vamos a casar.
¿Qué? Pero por supuesto que no estás pendejo.
¿Por qué no?
Porque va a arruinarlo todo y tú llevas todas las de perder. Y yo también.
Entonces todo se trata de ti,
Ay,
¿cierto?
por favor.
Yo pago la renta. Yo pago por tu cerveza. Yo pago por la mierda del cable para que veas tu fútbol.
Javi, no,
No, ¿qué?
no.
Nada de esto es para que yo tenga una vida mejor. Pero sí, para que tú la
No,
disfrutes.
no es así, Javi. Javi, por favor, Javi. Ven para acá, por favor. No me puedes dejar solo, Javi. Eres todo lo que tengo.
Tranquilo, que no me vas a perder.
No sabes lo que he sacrificado para que tú estés aquí, Javi.
Mira, deberías estar feliz. Que tal vez me van a deportar, porque quizás me pongo más hombre, así como tú, ¿no?
Oh, mira, hemos llevado una vida muy tranquila aquí. ¿Por qué no puedes llevar un perfil, no sé, más bajo?
Porque no puedo más. Tengo que vivir mi vida.
Javi.
¿Qué?
No eres gay, ¿verdad?
Eh,
Hola Rafael, mucho gusto.
Hola, Pam, mucho gusto aquí estar contigo y hablar
Sí,
contigo.
igual, me encantó la película.
Ah, qué
Let's
bueno.
get right into it. I know we don't have a lot of time. And so I loved Javi. So who can't, right? Like such a great character. And at Cafe Con Pan, we talk about generational wounds, we talk about cultural narratives, and I'm curious how playing the role of Javi, how did that potentially brought up your own story and perhaps any parts of that for you?
Pam, it brought up so much, so much. Listen. I came to this country with my parents when I was 9 years old, and so much of Javi's struggles have been my struggles. You know, the struggle of fitting in, the struggle of learning a new language. You know, and the struggle of trying to express yourself in this new language and not being able to, and people making fun of you, and not knowing how the culture and what the culture is, and if you belong, and so much of it. There were definitely times throughout the filming process where I had to take a couple moments, and uh, just kind of really feel through it all. Because it reminded me so much of, 15, 20 years ago, and, some of the struggles that I went through. I think that being undocumented in this country is, it, it's such a it's such a terrible thing at times, because it makes you feel like, one, you're not a part of the country, and two, it makes you feel like you are not enough, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Uh, and
Mm-hmm.
and so for me, playing Javi, it was like, oh my God, I get to infuse some of my own experiences into this character. I get to then be a reflection back to people that will be able to see themselves in Javier, and love this character, and he's such a lovable guy. He's such an incredible character, super smart, great heart, but so afraid to be found out as gay, as queer, as undocumented, and at all points of the story, it's like, no, please don't look at me, please don't. But it's in that moment where he chooses to be himself, that, at least for me, I felt more in love with this man.
So absolutely, it makes you. There's so many layers to the character and to the story, including identity and precisely that belonging or not belonging, and choosing to assimilate. Like how he chooses to play baseball instead of soccer, no football, and
Yeah.
so how did you ground yourself? So you mentioned as you were navigating the scenes and the character and the story, how did you bring yourself back to you? Did you maybe rely on the cast or tools that you have?
Oh, that's a great question. For me, I have these little I have like little bracelets
Mm.
and like little things that are feel very me, you know. And so when I stop shooting, I put these things in. I do a lot of grounding exercises. I do a lot of breathing, a lot of
Mm.
meditation. That helps me, and just in a way, being able to separate some of the
Yes.
character and me. Uh, but in this particular case, so much of the character was infused with my particular story. That it was hard at times. It was very difficult. There's this one scene towards the end of Act 2 of the film where where Javi is explaining to Ryan, played by Dakota, um, that uh, we've watched the same movies, we've listened to the same music, we went to the same school, we did the same things. Like, what is different about me? Is it just my
Mm.
skin color? Is it just the way I talk, my hair? What is it? And I had to take a few moments there because oh my God, it felt so ay, en la piel, like
Sí.
I felt it. And so for me, I am so proud of this film. I am so proud of the work that we've done, because it is a reality that so many people face in this country. And to be able to speak about it, to be able to talk about it, that to me is the privilege of a lifetime, to
Mhm.
be able to now, use my voice and say, hey, hello, we are all humans, okay? Um,
Yeah.
and so that's what I love about the compatriots too, and even the title as well, the compatriots, los compatriotas,
Hmm.
to be of the same country, to share the same culture, and so much of U.S. culture is an amalgamation of so many different cultures around the world. We all bring a little something,
Yeah.
Uh,
And we all need from each other
Yes,
ultimately.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. I can't do it without you. And being here just in this moment, this is wonderful. This is beautiful. You bring so much to the table, as do I, and so many other people, and now we have an abundance at the table because we all brought something, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious, you mentioned that scene with Ryan, and that was touching in so many ways. How was it for you, like for the cast? How was it for like behind? Give us a little bit behind the scenes. Did you all talk about it? Were they people
Yeah.
aware, like, oh dang, that's intense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, one of the actors that plays the one of the ICE officers, Brian McDonald, he's a really good friend of mine. He's a really
Oh.
like oh my God, he's like the sweetest guy ever, and he's like, dude, I hate playing the ICE officer. I'm like, I know, Brian, but like you're doing amazing. This is incredible, and um, it, I think overall it really grounded all of us. It really brought us
Mm.
to understand that, like, oh man, this is it. And a lot of people on set had never experienced anything like this, had never heard of ice raids, and now we all hear about it, but when we were filming, a very small percentage of people. And so I think my hope is that the same reaction that all of our cast and crew had on set of, man, this isn't right. We should not be doing this. That's my hope, that people watching this will understand and will see the humanity in Javi, the humanity in us Latinos, and just how much we contribute to this country. I learned recently that I think it's like 28% of the audience of the film watching audience is Latinos in this country. And so like we make up a huge chunk
Wow.
of people that watch films, yet we make up it's like 3% of the representation of, characters on the screen. So it's like that's mismatched. We love going to the movies. We love spending money in the movies and buying the popcorn and watching the movies. Yet our stories are not fully represented on the screen. And so
Totally.
my hope is that this is a conversation starter at the very least of what it means to be a compatriot and what all of us bring to the table.
Absolutely. I think the movie, one of the like the through line that I noticed is love.
Yeah.
It was all rooted in love. And I'm curious, like, because there's queer love, there's immigration, there's uncertainty, there's belonging, there's the dad family. And so what would you tell to undocumented youth navigating all of those layers?
I think what I would say is you are not alone. We made this film for you. Our people are here. We matter. We have a Supreme Court justice on the Supreme Court, Sonia Sotomayor. Our people are here. We've been here. This is our land just as much as anybody's. We belong. This is our place. So don't you feel discouraged? No, feel encouraged. Okay? And what I would say is connect to the family around you, connect to the people around you. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because it's
Real.
this is our reality. This is our reality, Pam, and there are so many organizations that are fighting for us, that are here with us, um, and that are fighting to help everyone see us as full-fledged citizens, as compatriots, as full human beings, And my hope is that this film can add to the conversation and help us see more and more of that every single day.
Well, thank you, Rafael. That was amazing.
Muchas
Last
gracias,
question.
Pam.
We're at Café con Pam, so I have to ask, do you drink coffee?
Lógico, pero que sí.
How do you
Oh,
drink your coffee?
mira, a mí me encanta un café, pero bien negrito. I love it.
Pure?
Purito. I love it. Me encanta un café bustelo. Okay.
Okay.
So good, so good. There's being a good Brazilian, I love there's a pilão. That's another coffee that I really
Sí,
enjoy.
sí, sí.
Yeah, but and obviously I like it. I like it black too, but with a little milk, it's really nice
Just a
too.
little splash?
Just a little bit, just a little bit,
Nice. Bueno, Rafael, muchas gracias. Thank you so much for the work. Thank you for the movie, for taking on the role. I can't imagine watching it was hard, so I can't imagine navigating it and playing the character. But it's needed. I think we need to see ourselves reflected, and we need our stories to be told.
Sí.
And
Un placer, Pam.
gracias a ti.
No, gracias a ti. Muchas gracias.
Oof, how was it? Short but sweet, to the point, and I think touching enough that you are now curious and you'll go watch The Compatriots. Because this, I believe, it's a film that it's one to watch with your friends, with your multicultural familia, with your primos y primas, with your tios and tias, with your parents, and talk about it. This is definitely one of those movies that I haven't seen one being made like this in a long time, that will leave you thinking. I definitely think it will leave you thinking, and it will leave you hungry for conversation and hopefully ready to take action in so many ways. I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts, what you think. Drop them in right here below in the comments. Let us know if this resonated. Let us know if you watched the film. The film's out now, and so definitely we're gonna have the links in the show in the little description. But subscribe, share this with your friends, have a discussion, share with us. I would love to know. Tag me on socials. Let's make this happen. Y bueno, gracias por estar aquí. Como siempre, sigue brillando. And we'll see you durante nuestro próximo cafecito.
Sabrosura pa' ti que